Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my No Man's Sky video. This is Shaolin Magi. This is a day in the life of your friendly neighborhood galactic explorer. And yesterday's episode was definitely interesting. A lot of stuff happened. I guess first and foremost, I made it to the Hades dimension, and so that's pretty cool. Um, so there was two Quicksilver missions, right? Because I guess the reset or whatever. So you had that going on. Did a crash freighter, and I made a new staff. Really cool staff. Reclaimed, reclaimed head or whatever. Kind of got the robot head. Well, what happened with that, unfortunately, is I had my, I guess you could say, my active multi-tool inventory that I hold on me, right, was completely full. Well, now it's not, but it was completely full, and I did not even think about it when I made that robot staff and I completed the construction of it. I wound up exchanging that for, at the time, this staff. Right, so I kind of had to go back and pretty much rebuild this staff. And it's at the end of the day, and yeah, I didn't do anything after the episode ended, right? So you can see all my exosuit gear is just trashed right now. But I did go through the center of the galaxy with a lower class ship, and I used one of my lower class multi-tools. So really the only thing messed up is my exosuit. My starship's fine. Multi-tool's fine. Anyway, this is, you could say, the exact identical multi-tool, because it is pretty much. I keep save beacons at locations where I find cool stuff, like cool multi-tools. So I had to go back and get the multi-tool. And now, as far as the technology goes, anytime I go to space stations, I do check the weapons merchants. But I had a good amount of these technologies, all this stuff, just sitting in my inventory, not my inventory, my storage. So wasn't too painful. I am going to have to open up 3 slots here to be able to put 3 pieces of Sentinel technology in this weapon, and it'll be complete. So that's really cool. So I'm curious, because usually once you get to the center of the galaxy and you go to the next galaxy, a lot of times what I've noticed is things are really expensive, like wiring looms, and it makes sense. It's kind of like being a tourist, right? Everything's more expensive. So when you get to the next galaxy, the spot where you land, it would make sense that prices would be real high because they know you need to repair stuff. And of course, I'm not going to be able to see what wiring looms cost here. Actually, could do a quick ride down to the space station. But anyway, so during yesterday's episode, I had to cook up a bunch of runaway mold into nanites, right, to get my staff back up to a class S. And I think, yeah, as you can see, I still have runaway mold. So I need to cook that up because I do want to upgrade that robot head, that reclaim staff that I got. So I've got runaway mold that I had cooking in there during the episode. But what I want to do is take a trip down to this space station and just see. I may need some wiring looms, I may not. I'm not sure if I got a whole lot on me right now, but I am curious how expensive they are in this system. But after I do that, I am going to jump off camera, and I'm just going to go ahead and repair my exosuit, take care of that off camera. Doesn't make sense to waste a lot of time and do that on cam. And then I think at that point, after that's done, just pretty much get on with the episode. All right. And I've also got this runaway mold at um, a whole lot of my other bases. Basically, any of my bases that have a full amount of refiners. Again, I will do that off camera too. So, but right now, I do just want to pretty much hit the space station right here in this system. And if it is like I think, if everything's like really expensive here, I would pretty much like to do a light year jump probably before anything, just to get out of the tourist part of this galaxy. If that's even the case, it's something I've noticed in my last jump. Like wiring looms, the demand for them were like plus something crazy. So we'll see. And then again, I may not even need any. But anytime I get into a new system, I do usually hit the space station anyway, so. Oh, you know what? I found another crash freighter. Actually, it was all the way in the Euclid galaxy, as a matter of fact. It was while I was making my I think it was while I was doing what I had to do to remake this staff here, pretty much. So, all right. I would like to throw that augmentation on one of my new solars. I think since this is the one I got started with first before the purple one, I'll go ahead and throw that in here. So I already got a spot there. I got a spot there. You know what? Maybe since that's the case, maybe I'll do my purple one. Is that it right there? No, that's my orange one. There we go. So the purple one, yeah, I could throw something in here. So weapons are completely full. Shields are full. Okay, so really it's just adding the bells and whistles sort of thing. So maybe I'll put something down near the weapons. That way I can put my my stealth starship trails. Right, so I'll just throw those right in there. There we go. All right. Okay, wiring looms. Let's see what the cost of them are. Damn it. Well, while I'm talking to them, I might as well learn a word. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not too bad, but 71. A lot of times you can find them for like 57, 58. So let me see if I even have any in my freighter. Doesn't appear that I do. How about they would be in number 2. Okay, so I'm looking good on wiring looms. Check the weapon multi-tool technology. See what's going on. Okay, and I'm good with that. So I'm just going to port back to the freighter right now, and I'm going to take care of repairing my exosuit, and I'll probably hit a couple of the bases where I've got some of the runaway mold that I started cooking yesterday. So I will hook up with you then. Hey everyone, I'm back. So I basically went ahead and pretty much got all my equipment repaired. I'm still in the process of I need to go to a bunch of my different bases and collect my nanites that I'm creating in my refiners with the runaway mold. But right now, I'm here at my freighter. I'm beginning to collect my plants. I'm going to go ahead and see what my farmer wants. So I'm basically going to continue to collect all my plants down here and upstairs, and I will be back with you guys afterwards to send my frigates out on some expeditions. So I'll catch up with you. All right. I'm going to see what my farmer wants here. I'm sure I've got it with me at the moment, whatever it is. Yeah. Oh. All right. And going to send the frigates out on some expeditions here. All right, 2 industrials, and I do believe that my organic frigate at the moment is an industrial frigate. So I'm going to start with him. Yeah. Okay, support. Raider and 2 industrial. None of these are 3-star, so I'm not really pressed to create any buffs for these guys. All right, combat and support. Voyage of Discovery. Been a while. So I'm going to start with my... Yeah, so he jumped up to an A class, so that's very cool. All right, support. And, of course, 2 more explorations. Oh, 2 balanced. Okay. Combat, exploration, industrial, trade, and support. This one will be not quite as varied because I don't have any more industrial guys, but that's okay. I can just send an extra trade out. All right, everyone. So I am going to go ahead and make a visit to a couple of my bases I've got going on right now to grab my nanites. Currently have 34,000 to take a staff or a multi-tool from Class C to Class S. The first step from C to B is 10,000 nanites. From B to A is 25,000, right? And then from A to S is 50. So 30 plus 50. So I need 80,000 nanites. And I'm not even sure if I have enough runaway mold to even do that, but I'm going to grab what I have. And I'm going to also grab the robotic staff that I made. So I'll catch up with you after I make all those trips and get this ball rolling here. All right. Hey everyone, I am at my newest base right now, my uranium base. And since I just got to this new galaxy, pretty much all of, all the space stations are basically deleted. So I have to manually ride to the space station, but I've got 3 of my expansion kits with me, and I'm going to go ahead and add those 3 to this multi-tool because I need my Sentinel upgrades, and in the couple battles I had in yesterday's episode with the Sentinels, I did get a couple pieces of technology, and actually, let me check them right now. So that's definitely for sale. That's for sale. Yeah. And find out what the next one is after I get in here. All right, and that's definitely for sale. I can't look at the multi-tool one yet because I don't have the free slots for it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up those 3 slots on this current multi-tool, and then I'm going to upgrade my robotic head to at least a Class A. I've got enough nanites to do that, but I can't yet take it to a Class S. But that's all right. Not a big hurry. And that is all I need, and I really like that. I really like not having a whole bunch of empty slots on my weapon. Like, everything I need is just right here. Very minimalistic. I do want to check what this guy's got going on. All right, and now I'm going to take this C class up to an A class. I reclaimed robot head staff, so go ahead and do that. Only got one slot, one supercharge. So with this, let's see if it opens up the next one. And it did not. So apparently, well, let me take it up to an A class, and let's see what happens. That should at least bring in one more slot for me. All right. Yeah, so that opened up a slot. All right, so right there and right there. So who knows, right, where the other ones are. Hopefully they are part of this grid, and then I will probably just add a slot here, a multi-tool expansion in right here also. But I'm going to put that away. All right. I do have mold cooking up at different places, but not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to hit the freighter, and I'll meet you there. I think what I'm going to do here while I'm on my freighter is I want to make a light year jump. And after I do that and basically go through the black hole, I think I'm going to... Oh, this is interesting. So I actually put runaway mold in here, and for some reason they're not showing up now, so that kind of sucks. That's a little bit buggy. All right, whatever. See, I'm gonna do the light year jump, get through the black hole, and then pretty much going to call in the anomaly. All right. Wow. Hmm. All right, hit a quick scan here and then head out to this black hole. Fractured planet. Spined planet. Oh, you know what? That's where the those fossil looking whatchamacallit, it's cabled planet. That's where the little that's where you get these at, the cabled planet, the fossil planet. You get these. You know what? While I'm on the freighter, though, before I do hit the space station and black hole, I'm going to go ahead and put my efficient thrusters in. Okay, just one. And I'm going to throw that in there. All right, cool. All right, I'll meet you all at the space station. Hey, everyone, I'll meet up with you at the black hole. All right, I'll meet you on the other side. All right, call in the freighter. And I'll meet you in this space station. Okay, so since I'm right in the system, I'm going to go ahead and port to the freighter. Do a planetary scan. I guess I had that freighter bulkhead also. And then go out and call the anomaly in and bust out a Quicksilver mission. All right. All right, everyone. I will meet you up at the anomaly. All right. Well, let's see what they have for us here. And you know what? First, I want to check because they should have an emergency distress or emergency signal scanner by this point. Nope. All right. Maybe that'll happen tomorrow at the beginning of the week or something. Extreme Vile Broods. Okay. Wow. What the hell is going on? All right, everyone. I'll meet you in the new area. All right, we're in the current dimension, so that's cool. And let's find these Vile Brood here. All right, what kind of planet we have? Probably like Paradise. Yeah. All right, interesting looking planet from space, that's for sure. Cool. And it looks a little like the newer Runaway Mold base I have, sort of like red grass plant. Oh, like a pink grass planet. Got the floating tassel lilies or whatever they're called. Yeah, this is quite nice, quite scenic, that's for sure. What kind of dangerously hot fog? All right, and you know what? I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to go ahead and take my honey tart food buff, which will give me 113 to my life support, which is great. I want to eat 2 of them. I know that I'm not going to be fighting any of those dudes right here. It doesn't matter though. I'm going to get this stuff started so I don't have to think about it when the time comes. All right. Oh. Okay, I thought I was at the correct location. I guess not. Huh? Oh, I'm looking for. Here he is. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, I need to look for a building, but it's these nasty grubs. All right, let me get in. Let me get on like a flat terrain here. Okay, I think right here would be good. No hazardous plants is going to be smacking me and stuff while I'm running around. All right, yeah, I think this will work. This place is pretty cool looking. I'm just kind of taking all this in at the moment. All right, let's get on to business here. All right, he's done. There we go. All right. And how am I looking? 16, so I'm good to go with paralysis mortars. And I just want to make sure I don't have any nasty hazardous flora here that's going to be slapping me. All right. Yeah, this planet's really amazing looking. Okay. Whoa, what the hell? I'm just kind of flying around a little bit. I'm checking all the. Oh wow, man! Amazing looking. I may have to throw a base computer down just so I have access to this place at some point. Wow, the water looks amazing, the sky looks cool, and the ground is crazy. Yeah. I'm just going to throw a simple base computer down. That way I don't lose this area. All right, everyone, I'll meet you up on the anomaly. Geez, look at that Corvette. Wow. You know, Corvettes are really fun. They're really awesome to build. It's just, I don't see how people can't get past the fact of your technology getting all shifted around. Like that's a major dilemma for me, you know. So turn this in. When I turn this in, I'm going to wind up having 4,000 Quicksilver. So I think we'll go ahead and do some shopping here in a moment. Yeah. Flowering chillwood. Yeah, I guess I do want to get some sort of wintry type looking stuff. Cold cover plant. They're pretty cool. Continue with the grass, I guess. Grab that. Rock garden. Grab that. Okay. Going to get a cactus. And then... Okay, I'm going to get that. All right, everyone. I will be right back with you here. Okay, I'm back, everyone. So yesterday I really wanted to do a derelict freighter. However, when I had the issue with losing my multi-tool, I spent a pretty good amount of time basically trying to get that back. So that kind of interfered with me doing a derelict freighter yesterday. I think I'm going to go ahead, port to the freighter, and go ahead and call a derelict freighter into the current system that my freighter's at. So I'll meet you there. All right, everyone, I am in the system, just left my freighter. I'm going to go ahead and use this emergency scanner, and we're going to go ahead and get to a freighter. I already took my cough biscuits food buff for the 44% frost resistance, And I'm pretty much ready to get down to business here, so let's do this. Come on. Okay, so we have these suckers in here. I'm going to switch to a combat scope. If we have the aliens in here, of course I'm going to use the paralysis mortar without a shadow of a doubt. Damn. Right? And I want to make sure that there's none of the little floating balls that are going to be lighting me up. I've got to get that log snippet. Where in the hell was that? There it is. That may be the thing that holds the credentials to move further. No? Maybe not. And while I'm thinking about it, yeah, let's get that thing powered up. Alright. This is a small freighter, one of 8 rooms, so that's really, really nice. Because I am running a little bit low on time, and there's our credentials. So this episode, I'm not going to be able to visit my settlements. But that's okay. Not a big deal. All right. We've got to go in here. Okay, nothing in here. Is there a sleep quarter? Yeah. Sleep corner, storage bay, whatever. All right. Moving forward. Oh. Alrighty. I like activating the heaters mostly just for the little bit of extra added light. All right, we're already in room 3, so that's pretty good. And let me see if, okay, I didn't check this. Uh-oh, I'm getting lit up here. All right. All right, looks like we're good to go. Oh. Yeah, looks like we're good to go. And we'll get the crew manifest. And of course, I will be choosing technology. However, I don't expect to actually get an S-Class upgrade. As of lately, I have been avoiding a lot of the Dreadnought battles, like when I port into a new system. But I'm going to have to start engaging with those guys because that's really, in my opinion, the best way to get yourself S-Class freighter upgrades. The key to that is you're not going to approach that like you would. Oh, you're not going to approach that like if you were trying to actually claim the Dreadnought. What you want to do is when you come into a system and there's a Dreadnought attacking like a merchant freighter, you pretty much want to just hang tight and let them defeat the merchant freighter, pretty much. At that point, you'll take out. Ooh, you'll take out their hyperdrive or their engines in the back, so they can't escape. Oh man. Yeah, so you'll take out the engines in the back of the freighter, so they can't escape. And you can, of course, take their cannons out, but you're going to want to take their shields out and all their weapons. And at that point, you'll pretty much get a S-Class upgrade for the most part. May not be an S-Class, but I've gotten a lot of S-Class upgrades by doing that. Way more than, looting these derelict freighters. All right. Oh, okay. And this is room 5, so room 6. This should have the captain's log, I guess. I'm hitting the wrong button. I'm wasting my paralysis mortars, damn it. Alright. Huh. Yeah, interesting. I wonder if I missed something. No, I didn't. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Damn it. All right. Take command as Officer Mont. Okay. Yeah, New Paradise Planet, man. Pretty amazing. I may go down there. Not necessarily anytime soon, but I may go down there because it is a Valbrood, right? Valbrood type planet, and with those planets, I may go down there and really mess around a whole lot with my fishing because that'll open up. I think it's. I'm not sure the exact name, but it's like the Aquarius helmet, like kind of like a fish tank helmet, like with a. I think it's got like a jellyfish or something floating in it. Pretty cool looking. However, I'm not. I'm not a huge fan of fishing. I suck at it. So, yeah, A-class reactor. Huh. That's weird. Got a reactor. So that may be something I eventually get myself into. Yeah, also, I think that planet looks so freaking good. that may be another one of the planets that I want to actually survey completely for the milestone. But also, since it looks so freaking good, might as well go ahead and do it. That way I'll get to see the whole thing. And I believe that's pretty much it. All right, let's go ahead and reactivate this sucker. All right, everyone. So I will meet you all at the space station. Yep. Donate that. And I think that'll be good for here. And we'll go ahead and get rid of the, I guess, the crew manifest or the captain's log. I can't even. Captain's log. Okay. All right. So yeah, everyone, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Going through a galaxy on the previous, usually the previous episode, things are kind of slow recovering from that because of, like repairing all your gear. And in my case, not only repairing my gear, but making that mistake of deleting the staff. And I really felt compelled to get my staff back as soon as possible. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And until the next time, peace out.